Now, you see, ladies and gentlemen, I know that a great deal of my comedy is vaguely critical. But you can see that all it really does is expose the farty beneath the Sellafield suit. Because you see, we're all messed up. We all consume our environment. We all fall for media images. We all lie with our language. It's funny how I try to keep my language pure. We can see that, Mr. Elton. You've only said the F word 3,000 times. It's not clever. It's not clever. It's not smart. I know you think it is. I know you think you're being terribly witty by saying fuck, but it's not clever. It really isn't. You see, we all use a language in different ways, and I think we need to reclaim our language because it's used, you know, things are called epic, you know, an epic baked bean, you know. We need to reclaim our... I mean, all the time, I use words wrongly. I mean, for instance, I've been using the term wanker as a form of abuse. I mean, we all do. I mean, wanker is a favourite, especially for lads. Lads like to use the term wanker as a form of abuse. They go, oi! Hey! Wanger! Wanger! Winger. Wing. We do. Us lads, we think wanker's a great insult. But it's not really a great insult, is it? I mean, it's just stating the obvious, really, isn't it? I mean, come on. If you shout wanker, a crowd of people, oi, wanker! They'll turn around and go, yeah, what? Because we're all wankers underneath, aren't we? Come on. Let's have a little liberation comedy now. Front row, seriously scared here. Because if we were honest about ourselves, we'd know that in some form or other, we're all wankers under the table, aren't we? Come on. Okay, look, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna clear some stuff up tonight. I mean, we're not gonna have a wank now, but anyway. It's getting ruder. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's really face the truth about it. Okay, I'm going to help you through it, this liberation. I'll be the first, all right? I'm a wanker. Not obsessively, but I have known the pleasures of the palm. Now, who's next? Always goes quiet at the front. Oh, so I'm the only one, am I? That's interesting. Oh, very weird that. People sitting there, a girlfriend saying, you bloody say a word and I'll kill you. Come on, solidarity. No, you don't say a word. Okay, well, we're just trying to make it a bit easier for you. Who is gonna deny? Okay, we're gonna go that way. You better say something. You better bloody say something. I don't know, I can't think, I can't decide. Who is gonna deny that in some form or other, over, let's say, the last year, so you don't look like an obsessive wanker, you know what I mean? Some of the lads thinking, fucking hell, Ben, when's the interval? I haven't had a wank for an hour, I mean, gee. Who is going to deny, in some form or other, in some, doesn't have to be a full-on, you know, in some form, doesn't have to be full, a little, anything, a little poke, a little prod, a little, anything. A little readjustment, a little fiddle, you know what I mean? Girls leaning against the tumble dryer, anything will do. In some form or other, who's going to deny that they haven't given it a little prod in the last year? No one. And it's good. It's good to liberate ourselves, break through the hypocrisy. I mean, seriously, we got any youngsters in the audience tonight? I've freed you. Any youngsters? I mean, all our adolescents are total lies, total deceits. Why can't we be honest? It'd be so much easier. Benji, what are you doing upstairs? I'm just having a wank, Mum, all right. Well, hurry up, your tea's ready. You can't rush these things, Mum. It'll be wonderful. Once we acknowledge everyone's a wanker, it's easy. I mean, you know, it's obviously some of the women thinking, I'm not sure he's got this right. You know, I mean, trying to work out with a kind of gently lopping your leg over the arm of the sofa when there's a Mel Gibson movie on counts, you know. Oh, no, I really hate Mel Gibson, yeah. He's so macho, he really is. I mean, it's just sexism, really. It's good once we acknowledge it. I mean, suddenly all authority figures disappear. You've got a bank manager who won't give you a 10 quid overdraft. Look him in the eye. You're a wanker, aren't you? What do you say? Go, how do you know? Don't tell me wife. You know, I mean, everybody. All world leaders, Gorbachev, wanker. Wanker. Even Mrs. Thatcher must occasionally slip a claw under the elastic. I mean, seriously. wankers. I mean, Churchill, I admired him very much. He was a wanker. Napoleon, wanker. Enormous knob. Ladies and gentlemen, till we come to terms with how small and irrationally paranoid we are, how scared of our feelings, how scared of our functions we are, and we'll never save the world. And we've got to remember that the people who lead us are just as farty as us. The people who destroy the environment, the people who make rules that allow them to do so, they're just like us, they're just gits, but they pretend they're God. They don't want anyone hearing their splash, but they think they're God. I mean, I know I haven't mentioned Mrs. Thatch tonight because, you know, you don't kick someone when they're down and out, you know. But I do have to say that she once had a slogan called the resolute approach. And she's always been resolute. She's always kept her word, and you have to admire her for that. Every election, she always promises that she won't touch the National Health Service. That's a big promise. She always keeps a promise because when she's ill, she goes to a private hospital, right? I respect that. You remember when her hand was ill all those years ago? The tendons in her hand were drawing in the fingers, this is true, to form a claw. And the doctors tried to reverse this. You cannot undo what God has planned. First the claw, then the horns, then the forked tail. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a real pleasure doing some gear for you tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. I want to say thank you very much indeed. My name's been Elton. Good night.